Welcome, everyone. There may be another person or two slipping in here this morning. Special welcome to people who are new to this circle. So just so you know, we'll be going around and doing brief introductions. And then really the purpose of this hour is about listening, feeling, noticing what resonates with each of us, just responding really from our hearts and souls to the words that we hear. And then we do some writing together and ideally read to each other and continue to respond from our hearts. And many of the people in this circle have been part of this circle for quite a while. We love it when new voices arrive. And please don't feel shy. You do not have to be a poet or consider yourself a writer to be part of this. So welcome. So we start with just brief introductions of our names, where we are sitting in the world. If you're new, how you heard about us, and an image or a word that might relate to the idea of healing for you this morning. Gail, do you have an image for today?
My phrase is just the healing of music.
Right. So for those of you who are new, my name is Red Wing Kesar. I'm the palliative care nurse at UCSF with the privilege of offering poetic medicine. These sessions are amazing. And my healing image today is a little bit like Sue, the slowing down so that I'm not in pain. And I guess the other image would be my bottle of pain medicine that I've been dependent on this week for back pain. So, as I mentioned, I read a couple of poems, we just listen. Typically, we read poems twice. You can jot down a word or a phrase that resonates for you, and then we just reflect those back to each other, whether we're reading our own poems or the ones that I'm reading. And I realized I was doing a podcast about poetic medicine yesterday, and I pulled up these two poems that I've used in other sessions, but I realized, I haven't used these in the Wounded Healer session, and they're just so appropriate. So I'm going to start with this poem called The Remedies by Joseph Bruchac, who is a Native American amazing poet. And a little blurb about him said he's written more than 120 books for children and adults. His most famous is probably called Keepers of the Earth, Native American Stories and Environmental Activities for Children. His poetry is really amazing to me. So this is called The Remedies. Half on the earth, half in the heart, the remedies for all the things which grieve us, wait for those who know the words to use to find them. Penobscot people used to make a medicine for cancer from May apple. And South American people knew the quinine cure for malaria 1,000 years ago. But it is not just in the roots, the stems, the leaves, the 1,000 flowers that healing lies. Half of it lives within the words the healer speaks. And when the final time has come for one to leave this earth, there are no cures, for death is only part of life, not a disease. Half on the earth, half in the heart, the remedies for all our pains, wait for the songs of healing. I'll read it once more, The Remedies. Half on the earth, half in the heart, the remedies for all the things which grieve us, wait for those who know the words to use to find them. Penobscot people used to make a medicine for cancer from May apple. And South American people knew the quinine cure for malaria 1,000 years ago. But it is not just in the roots, the stems, the leaves, the 1,000 flowers that healing lies. Half of it lives within the words the healer speaks. And when the final time has come for one to leave this earth, there are no cures, for death is only part of life, not a disease. Half on the earth, half in the heart. The remedies for all our pains wait for the songs of healing.
Within the words the healer speaks.
Just reflecting back lines or ideas that jump out at you from this poem.
There are no cures.
The remedies for all the things which grieve us.
Wait for those who know the words.
Know the words to use.
Death is only part of life, not a disease.
Wait for the songs of healing.
So if there's a line or a phrase that resonates for you to start your own writing with, please use it. We can use just the idea, the remedies, or the songs of healing, or the words the healer speaks. And just allow whatever feelings, thoughts to come through you. We'll do a 6-minute write. And just muting ourselves while we're writing. Who would like to start the reading this morning? So I'm going to read the other poem for today, which is also a poem about healing written by a doctor to his therapist. And John Wright is a retired doctor who became a poet late in his career. So this poem is called Therapy to Philip. You attribute my recovery to nortriptyline, its effects on neurotransmitters on the amygdala. You barely nod towards your worth, insisting on blood levels, on a therapeutic dose. While I credit half our success to pear trees blossoming white beyond your left shoulder, to the wisteria, its pink flowers hanging lush and fragrant over the portico, to the warmth of your hand. I'll read it once more. You attribute my recovery to nortriptyline, its effects on neurotransmitters on the amygdala. You barely nod towards your worth, insisting on blood levels on a therapeutic dose, while I credit half our success to pear trees blossoming white beyond your left shoulder, to the wisteria, its pink flowers hanging lush and fragrant over the portico, to the warmth of your hand.
Pear trees blossoming white beyond your left shoulder.
My recovery.
Lush and fragrant over the portico.
The warmth of your hand.
Insisting on blood levels. A therapeutic dose.
Neurotransmitters of the amygdala.
Such weird words. So I'm going to suggest that we use the phrase my recovery, or else the warmth of your hand, as our prompt. And as always, if there's another phrase or just an idea from this poem, therapy, that you want to use as your starting point. And if you want to go back to working on the first poem, that's fine too. And we will write for another 6 minutes. Who would like to start the reading this time? I'll read what I wrote for the first prompt today. For almost 50 years now, sitting in ceremonies of recognition of human connection to cycles and seasons of earth and sky, water and fire. It has been the songs of healing that guide my way through my own pain, through the sorrows of others, through the suffering of our wounded world. It is the songs of healing that sing me to sleep at night and awaken me at dawn with just the right melody for any given day, and with just the right words to remind me of my proper place on this earth.
Recognition of the human connection.
Suffering of our wounded world, my proper place on this earth.
Just the right melody for any given day.
Ceremony of recognition, cycles of seasons.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you all, as always, for showing up here, being present, letting these amazing words flow through you, letting us hear them, listening to each other. It's all quite a miracle. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all the healing that we give to each other in this space. And may you continue writing. As always, if you've written something, if something has come through in this space that you want to send to us for the world to see, please send them to Gail. We are always compiling these poems, and feel free to continue to join us when you can, and have a good and healing rest of the week.